don't think of this. Invited. I was worried that she said right, but also, because if they are, people guns blazing and say, hey, these kids aren't that, children guns blazing back and say, yes, they are, because. So I always would tell them, hey, he's right, I'm not sure, I've looked at one, but I'm going a bit cross-eyed. And do it like that. And it might be, so that's
Hello.
hi, lady. I'm just asking Pat if you think Dolly Parton's wrong. Yeah, thank you. Okay. A 24-hour clock. On cards.
Wouldn't be surprised at anything. Oh, and Doris is happy.
Oh, what did she say?
I called her. I told her that there is no value, because they only did like 5,000 of these from his private collection. So she goes, okay. So we just put 0 in. I forgot all about that because it's been so long since we've done anything like that. So when there's no fair market value, just put 0. And that makes us happy because what it did, when she went to import it into a region or into Army, it kicks back out because of that.
Because there was no digit in it.
Yeah.
If you get that, you don't have to do anything, but just try and remember.
If you come up with a gift that for some reason, like the Johnny Cash, has no fair market value, just put 0 in that, but the effort is that, because it makes
Because the foundation wants something in that spot.
But they'll know that it's 0.
right. Yes. Because she was happy with that when I explained that part to her. She goes, "Oh, that makes sense." And yeah.
How do I?
So what have you said?
Hello, I am preparing our gifts for the December pledge note. They can use on the gifts for $50 party in pots. Please tell me if
I can't remember that looking at all the detail again, but it looks like the pods have got haven't got the information in accurately. Is correct in line with PBS. In line, yeah, in line with PBS and funds. And then she'll go off and investigate that. And I'm going, because I've got to get ready for this.
Okay, and then I'm going to email.
Okay?
Does that work for?
You can either stay there or you can go to another room. You just gotta be quiet.
Sorry.
Oh, it sounded like a male Irish name. I thought that's what you said.
I was just verifying that that's.
Yeah, because
She was going to do like a day with us, was she? Yeah, and then the import.
right, and then Scott's going to be doing here and now a live panel discussion and everything. So he probably wants the room to himself as well.
No offense.
No offense.
Keeping me out.
I am.
I'm going back to my room, so if you run out of work with Nelly, come to me in my room.
Okay.
I'll have the door closed, but come in.
Okay, cool.
I just close it because the noise gets on Josh's nerves, and you know it's distracting for him. So if you finish up with Nelly before your time, come in to me, and then we'll sit and watch it together.
All right, sounds good.
See you later, alligator.
Yeah, I'll embarrass myself on YouTube.
think that gave me a headache.
Okay, I'm going to be kicking you out of here in about 1 minute and 41 seconds.
All right, I'm going.
Sorry. And if you could shut the door, that'd be
Is
great.
that kind of your nice way of saying, don't let me hit the door? What is that thing? You know what I'm trying to say.
No, I'm just that way the noise from the hall. Because believe it or not, these microphones are pretty on this laptop is really. When I was testing it earlier, you were tapping on your keyboard. That came through loud and clear.
All right.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm Scott Alvestead, Community Engagement Coordinator for KMOS TV, and welcome to today's special sneak peek at The Story of Us, a KMOS American Portrait special. PBS American Portrait is a new docuseries that gathers and shares stories as part of a national storytelling project seeking to define what it means to be an American today. And KMOS TV has collaborated with West Central Independent Living Solutions of Warrensburg, Missouri, and Services for Independent Living of Columbia, Missouri, to show that people living in Central Missouri with disabilities are the same as everybody else living in America. They're people first and have exactly the same thoughts and feelings and make important contributions to society that really helps make up the rich tapestry that is American life today. So next, you'll watch a short clip explaining a little bit about what American Portrait is, the special and the sneak peek of A Story of Us, and then you'll see a special sneak peek of The Story of Us, KMOS American Portrait Special. Afterwards, I encourage you to stick around for a special online chat discussion with the staff and some of the consumers of our partners in this great initiative. So again, thank you for joining us and enjoy.
There's a platform where anyone can come and share their story.
There's a whole great list of prompts to get you started. I was raised to believe.
A day's work is
I took a risk when I was 18 and joined the Marine Corps.
When I decided to set my authentic self.
And it's been an amazing journey ever since.
this project can help bring us together.
To listen to each other and understand what it really means to be an American. You should be a part of PBS American Portrait because your story is powerful.
Because it may inspire and change your life and others. And the American story wouldn't be complete without your story. To join, go to pbs.org/American
Portrait.
Join us and be a part of history.
I was raised to believe there's good and evil, there's heaven and hell. I was raised to believe in God from a small child, and I tried to keep something simple.
Family is really important. The whole thing is made out of.
I was raised to believe to respect my elders, never talk back, and never say no to my mom.
I was the baby and live life to the fullest.
I was raised to believe that any obstacle is simply a challenge. The words can't or change the can do.
By my disability, I could do anything I wanted to. And it's making me feel more better, living in the life, and being happy, and also living in the I was encouraged to live in the I was living in the
I was raised to believe patriotism.
You want others, you want them to live with you, to respect each other, to respect yourself.
My mother always taught me to treat others as we wanted to be treated, help others as you wanted to be helped, be kind, be nice, be honest.
I was raised to believe that all people should be equal, no matter their gender, race, or national origin. I was raised to believe hard work. I was raised to believe that you do not take the first answer that anyone is there to give you. I was always told to ask questions.
I was raised to believe that look out for your own, keep your house clean and work, but save money and hopefully be out helping lots of people and get some respect back. Other than that, work hard, pay your bills, and just be happy.
You should be a part of PBS American Portrait.
Because we can't read the portrait without getting everyone's story deserves to be heard.
I am interested in your story.
I'm sure you've got something to share.
Whatever's on your mind, whatever your message is, your thoughts.
Your family story.
We need to see each other's faces and we need to hear each other's stories.
Your hopes, your triumphs.
Let us know what's going on with you in your life.
Look at the prompts, and it's pretty easy. Don't be afraid. I was nervous, but I'm glad that I did it. It's going to look back. We all want you to share your story. Others are encouraged to share their story.
But this is something that you might be able to show your kids or your grandkids someday and say, look what I was a part of.
You can be an important part of this project.
To join in, go to pbs.org.
American Portrait.
Go to the website,
That's PBS.org.
/American Portrait.
Go to that, check it out, join,
And then, we all can feel like we're all one.
So what did you think? I believe really this is really going to be something kind of a really special and really tell some impactful stories. The Story of Us will air on KMOS and other PBS stations nationwide beginning Tuesday, January 5th, 2021. And some of the submitted stories from all across the nation will be featured, and maybe even some of the ones that you just saw. Later in February of 2021 on KMOS, we will air The Story of Us, a KMOS American Portrait special, featuring some of what you just saw and many others that have been submitted from around our area in Central Missouri. So now I encourage you to type in some questions or comments into the chat box below. I'll get ready to approve those so you'll see them up on your screen. Otherwise, you will see kind of a paused message up on your screen as well. But I encourage you type in questions and comments, and our panelists will try to answer them the best we can. I did want to introduce our panelists, and from Wills, we have Allison Easterwood, who is the Assistant Executive Director of Wills, Kathy Wyatt, who is the Independent Living Director at Wills, Amy Jenkins, who's the Marketing Director at Wills. And then from Services for Independent Living in Columbia, we have Jessica Macy, who's the Executive Director. Jill McClintock, who was also featured in the video, is the Education and Training Coordinator, along with Tim Stock, who is, I believe, a consumer, and Joyce Randall as well. So please join me in welcoming them, and please ask some questions of these great panelists. So I'm back. We have several questions coming in, so thank you guys for submitting some of those questions. I know that some of our panelists are typing in answers to those questions as you type them, so please continue to type those in. Our panelists are all over the state of Missouri right now due to COVID. We're kind of all in separate areas of our respective communities. So continue to type in those questions. One that I might ask that has come in is that are there enough resources in our communities to serve all of the individuals and the needs that they might have? So are there enough resources in our communities to serve those in need? And I'll let some of the panelists answer those. Thank you, Joyce, for answering that. One of the common misconceptions is that people with disabilities are intellectually deficient. Yeah, absolutely. No, that is a very good misconception. Thank you. And for those of you that are watching on YouTube, you might switch over to the OVEE application. The chat platform in the OVEE application is much more robust than in YouTube. Thank you, Amy. So what are some ways that people in our communities can become more involved and engaged with organizations like Wills in Warrensburg and SIL in Columbia? So what are some ways that people in our communities can become involved with your organizations? Thank you, Myron, for your response there. Thank you, Kathy. Yes, volunteering, I think, would be a great way for people to engage. Thank you, Jessica. Yeah, so what are some, I guess, for Jessica and Kathy, both of you, can you give us some specific ways or who they need to contact if people are interested in volunteering? That's a great point, Jessica. Yes, board members are always needed. Okay, yeah, so if you're interested in volunteering with either of these organizations, so with Wills, which serves a wide area around the Warrensburg area and the counties surrounding Johnson County, you can contact Kay Wyatt at w-ils.org. And then in the Columbia with SIL, just contact Jay Macy at silcolumbia.org. The phone numbers are being listed there. So that's a great question, Nicole. So for our panelists, are there any special skill sets that volunteers might need to help out? Joyce, I think you hit the nail on the head. You have to have compassion. So are there other questions that anybody has that they want to ask? Feel free to just type it into the chat box there. And we'll kind of wait a few minutes, see if we have any more questions come in. Otherwise, what I will do is I will actually restart the local KMOS production of The Story of Us, a KMOS American Portrait Special promo. This promo will become public later today. So if you're looking for it on YouTube, you won't be able to find it until later today. But then we will have it public. So also make sure you watch the social media channels for KMOS at Facebook and on Twitter. And then you can also find that information there as well. So make sure you just search KMOS TV on any of your social media channels, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and also on YouTube. We do have a YouTube channel as well where this will be posted. But yes, we will be sharing this. This will be made public later today. We will also post this, yes, on our website as well. If you want, you can go to our website. It'll be at kmos.org. And just click on the American Portrait tab at the top, and you will find this promo there later today as well. So again, thank you everybody for joining us. I encourage you to share your story. So make sure if you do have a story to share, or any story, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be anything related to any of this. American Portrait is a great nationwide initiative. You can go to pbs.org/American Portrait. You can also go to our website at kmos.org, and we'll have links to go to the American Portrait site so you can submit your own story and your own prompt. So again, thank you everybody for joining us, and I will restart the video, but enjoy, and thank you again for joining us.